Hey, it's your favorite day of the week. It is Thursday, which is the day that we do real photo reviews. You guys ready? You feeling ready? How's your day going? Hopefully, it's going well. We got a new member within the last few minutes, so Visual OD. We got to show you some
New
love, my
member.
guy. Visual OD, thank you so much for joining the Carty crew. Got a new camera here. Got a new camera. We're pushing the mirrorless now. We got a little bit of depth of field happening. Hope you guys like the new look. You ready for some photo reviews? Apparently, we have lots of photos to look at. I do not look at photos before. I don't look at photos before the episode. So, all the photographs that I get to see, I'm seeing them for the first time right now. So, you get an authentic reaction to the photos. Yeah? What do you say? All right, let's get into it. We are going to start. Oh, let's make sure I don't miss anybody. Let's make sure I don't miss anybody. Here we go. Starting with my brother with some new work. All right, let's see what Les has got going on. My brother is a car painter and makes incredible paintings as well. He's a sick painter and he is a custom car painter. So this is him showing us some of his work. Let's go, Les. Thank you for sharing. Let's look at more. Yeah, my brother's paint detail is really sick. He's always supporting, always rocking the Carty Crew merch. Let's go, Les. That mirror is sick. We got that. My brother, the paint that he does is like, his paint looks like a mirror. Well played, Les. Thanks for sharing these with us. This is sick. All right. And the last one. These are just shot with his phone, but my brother likes to keep me and the Carty crew updated on the other side of his life, which is behind airbrush guns and doing body work on people's most prized possessions. So that is my brother, Leslie. All right, next up, we have Sebastian K. Sebastian says, "Good morning, beautiful people. Here's my photographs of submissions for the last challenge, the latest challenge. Photos are showing my girlfriend, Eugene. You can see her son, Mark's hands in the body part portrait. I was lucky enough to be able to take these photos because I'm apart from her 1 or 2 days and it rained the whole time. For the side portrait, I chose a different, I chose a photo in a different time frame. I think my editing preferences have changed a bit then. I have a little trip to Sardinia. I'll see you in 2 weeks." Sebastian is in chat. What's up, Sebastian? Let's have a look at some of this photography from the one they call Sebastian Kawaka. Let's go, Sebastian. Well played. This is a great shot. Really good focus. Really good detail. I like it. It's strong, Sebastian. It's good. There's a little bit of retouching that you can do just here on the skin just to get rid of a little bit of that, like those pimples. What I like to do is take away anything that's not going to be there in 2 weeks. The pimple's not going to be there in 2 weeks, so do her a favor. Use the heal tool in Lightroom or use the heal tool in Photoshop or the patch tool and just take away this and take away this. This is a great shot though. Now this, her scar here that she has from when she had the piercing here, I would leave that. But I would take away some of these bumps. I would take away this little hair from her nose. There's another bump here. I like the fact that you're shooting her, I mean, it's a mixed light and you're using her arm to block the light, which I think actually really works, or her hand in this picture. I think the exposure in the shadow detail could come up a little bit. You can do that in shadow highlights. But if you look at your composition, I think that you really nailed the cover composition, Sebastian. You really did indeed nail the cover composition. The fact that you're shooting with a really shallow depth of field makes it so the background isn't quite as distracting, but I do want you to notice, like, we do have this red tone right behind her and these light tones here. If you lower yourself and then look up, you're gonna have just these beautiful blue clouds in the background, and the blue clouds pulling off that yellow shirt are gonna be sick, or the yellow jacket. So it's one thing that I would have tried is to lower yourself and aim up slightly to bring this horizon line down so you have just shoulders, or somehow try to take her back here where you're behind all of this stuff. I hope that helps, Sebastian. Let's have a look at another one. Welcome, by the way, everybody who is watching live. I am Carty. I am a professional photographer. I've been doing this for 3 decades. I'm here on YouTube trying to help the next generation of pros get through. And I dropped a video today. If you haven't seen my video on 28 reasons why good photographers stay poor, make sure you watch that one next. All right. So you guys still with me? Let's see those emotes. I want to see, by the way, for the members who are here, you're the only ones who can chat. So let's see your favorite emotes, yeah? Show me your favorite emotes. Give me some love. Let's go, babies. Give me some love. I want to see your favorite emotos. Let's go. Why is my live chat not going across the bottom? Oh, yes, there you go. There you go. All right, let's get to our next shot from Sebastian. Let's go, guys. That's what I want to see. Your favorite emotes. Next picture from Sebastian. This is great. This one you shot in open shade and gave me a way better background. Way better background. I'm sure you agree. This is a way better background, right? Like, it's clean. The eyes closed, her like feeling herself and feeling the light, I quite like. Looking at it as a cover, it's great. And you have enough room to make this an 8x10. If you needed to make this an 8x10, you got enough crop room. This is a 10 out of 10. The only thing I want you to watch is the color balance. The color balance in her skin. It's a little cold. We can see back here, it's also a little blue. So make sure that you're balancing the color. Even the gray here is a little blue. So just pull your color balance off of here and just warm up the skin tone just a bit. Cool. Hope that helps. That is Sebastian Kawaka. Let's go. I think we got one more from Sebastian. We got 2 more, 3 more. Let's go.
Yes, sir,
yes. By the way, my chat controls my live stream. All these graphics and glitches and things that you see happening, my chat controls me. So if you want to glitch me, definitely makes this stream more fun for you guys who are watching live. And if you're watching after the fact, come hang out live and you can make funny faces with me like that. All right, Sebastian. Yo, hey, you two. You guys having a good day today? All right, Carty crew for life. Let's go. You don't know where you are? Hilarious. Yo, you screenshotted me. Let's go. Sebastian, this is another great one. Let's look at this. Really good focus. Really, really strong focus. I like this a lot. The kids in the background, I know that's, I mean, maybe this is her kid. And is that your girlfriend back here? I think that you said maybe. Either way, because we have such a nice background here and these people are unidentifiable and out of focus, I would definitely just shift her that way just a little bit, or you shift yourself that way and just take them out of the frame. I think it'll be just cleaner. I would also take whatever this is out of the frame, and I think you'll find yourself like with a cleaner picture. I love the exposure, how you match the highlight exposure. You got great exposure on the shadows, and you can just see like a non-distracting background. If you guys who are watching at home, just hold your hand up and hide the people in the background, you can see how much cleaner this photograph would be. Yes or yes? All right, let's look at another one from Sebastian. Sebastian, this is my favorite. This is the best photo of the set. This is a beautiful indoor portrait. I love, 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 love. I love the colorless tone of this photograph, and it really has that feeling where it looks like it could also be black and white. This for me is year 11. Like, this is an editorial cover. Like, it looks really, really strong. Really good highlights. I like how you held the highlights here. You got good detail in the shadows. You got good detail in the whites. Background, the color balance is good. Her nails are cute. This is an 11 out of 10, my guy. You get rated and you're getting the smoke. Well played. Well played. Well played. Let's go. All right. Well played. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. All right. Math. That's a Sebastian. Sebastian. Let's try to remember who we're reviewing here. And Sebastian's last photo is child's hands detail. Really good focus, my guy. Really disciplined focus on the spoon. The kid's dirty nails. The help from mom. This is really great. It's a center focus shot, but I can't really understand any other way that you could shoot this and have it not be centered. I want you to notice, where's my cursor? Here we go. I want you to notice the horizon line. I wouldn't mind seeing these lines a little straighter, which just means you have to kind of arrange where you are. So these lines perhaps come in a little bit more oriented that way. I mean, that could be just personal preference. I definitely don't think it's worth stressing about. I definitely think that still this is a strong photo. Strong. But I have to pick just one. I do have to pick just one. So if I had to pick just one, I'm going to say that this one is your best photo, my guy. You get the smoke. This is really strong. You should feel really good about this photo. Again, look at this as a cover. Very clean, good discipline. It's an 11 out of 10. You should be thrilled. Those are some photographs, guys, from Sebastian Kawaka. He is in chat. Make sure you say hi to Sebastian. He's a good dude. All right. Oh, all right. Matthew Sargent. Matthew says, I don't think I'll have time to do the weekly challenge. Got a lot happening. However, I did do an engagement shoot during my 2 weeks, and it was my first ever paid shoot. Let's go. Your first ever paid shoot. Let's go. Congratulations, Matthew. That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get you guys to the point where you're crossing over and you're making a little bit of dough with your camera, you know? That's the whole idea. All right. How's my light? Still getting used to this new camera. I hope it looks okay. Do you guys like the depth of field? You liking the depth of field? A little, I mean, this is a 16 millimeter lens. All right, let's have a look at Sebastian. Sebastian's first photo. This is strong, Sebastian. There's a lot of patterns, but it definitely matches fall. This is Matthew, my bad. This is Matthew. Matthew, I would want you to back up just a touch, just because you're clipping them just a little close. You're cutting off his shoulder. You're cutting off her shoulder. I'd love you back just a touch, like 4 feet. Just give them a little bit of space. His headroom up here is a little bit tight. When you look at a cover, you can see his headroom is a little tight. And if this was to be an 8x10, you're going to lose, like that's like a centimeter up here, which means you're probably going to be down here for your crop, which is okay. But again, I want you to back up just a little bit. I also wouldn't mind seeing this horizontal double page spread with the gutter in between them. Like, that's a cute shot. That the height difference is a thing. So, and I also think that you're too far around him this way. You're not getting enough of his profile and you're getting more of her face. I would love to see more of a definite side to side with them. All right, let's have a look at another. Let's have a look. We're going to go anti-clockwise. This is what I asked for. This is pretty much exactly what I asked for. This right here. Perfect. Perfect, 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 Matthew. This is great. Really like nice moment. Look at the sun back here and this beautiful backlight that you have rimming them. Beautiful rim light. Perfect, perfect time of day. I write like a doctor. Perfect time of day. You shouldn't be feeling anything but good vibes from this picture. And also, it's like she's on her tiptoes. So she's like pushed up a little bit higher and their heights match just a little bit. And this profile, it puts like a nice little heart, by the way, in between them here, which is really cute. This is a great shot. You should be thrilled with this one. This is epic. Epic, epic. By the way, I see all of your reactions, all of your hearts. I see them on my end, eh? So don't stop those reactions. I love seeing 100%. I love seeing reactions. I love seeing that shit, so don't stop. Definitely lets me know that you're here, you're paying attention, and you're rocking out. This is somebody who's been listening to all of my composition conversations. This is a great, great, great shot. Another one that gets the smoke. Let's go. This is great. This is really great discipline. Should be thrilled with this one. Let's look at the gutter. The gutter falls right here. We're looking at photographs from Matthew Sargent. The gutter falls right here. Matthew's been going through some hard times right now, and I'm proud of you, Matthew, for being here and all the work that you do and all the positivity that you continue to spread throughout all the stuff that you're going through right now, my guy. I appreciate you. This is a good one. Exposure. I want the exposure to go up. Like, if you look at the skin here and the skin here, I would like the exposure to go up 2/3 of a stop. 2/3. Maybe half. It'll make this white pop just a little bit. It'll make this feel less muddy. It feels just a touch muddy. Where you see here his whites, well, these aren't really quite white. They're gray-ish, but they're feeling a little blue. So you can definitely color balance this and hit the color balance from one of these checks and just up the exposure. Everything else is dope. Like, this is perfect. And also, this would look great in black and white. So make sure that you see this in black and white. Also, this is an editorial picture. This is 2 pages in a magazine. Look at how we have room here for the article. And if it's a website, we have room here for the article. And if it's a banner on their engagement website, you can put this as a banner and have them on one side like this. Well, let's not cut his head. But it will work as a banner photo, which is really cute. So you did well here. You did well here. You did well here. You should be thrilled. Good shot. Let's look at something else here from Mr. Matthew Sargent. We're going to look at this looking up shot. This is something that I want you guys to notice when it comes to skin. Front light, side light, back light. When you light somebody who has skin that is bumpy and you light them from the side, this is what's happening and what we're seeing in this photo. Because you're lighting her from the side and she has bumpy skin, what we're seeing is because the direction of the light is coming from that way. Because the direction of the light is coming that way, you're seeing little shadows on all the skin anywhere that it's raised, right? It's like when you have a pencil and you put a pencil in the sand, wherever the sun is coming from, it pushes a shadow. And the only way that there's no shadow is if the sun is coming directly on top of the pencil, so the shadow gets pushed on top of itself, right? So with skin, especially bumpy skin, we got to keep that skin front lit. The more front light we can hit it with, the more flattering it is. Even with retouching, it's going to be really hard to make her skin look perfectly clean because of the light dark that you see when you look at it this close. So this is, again, it's a great shot. It's a great idea. I love how she's optimistically looking up. And as far as the idea for the light, with the light coming in this direction and lighting her chin up, which takes away the double chin, her looking off optimistically into her future. All of this is amazing. It's just the angle of the light. What I would want you to do is I would want you to rotate around here, so you're also hitting her from the same direction that the sun is coming from. All right, so let's get into your last photo. Mr. Matthew Sargent, let's look at your last pick. Matthew's last pick is this amazing ring detail, and this is a banger. Really good shot. Look at the sharpness. Like, you should be proud of this sharpness. Let's look at this as a cover. Really strong as a cover. Really good composition. Small thing. You see the distance that's here between his hand and then here, how she's clipped. I would want that cut to come a little bit further, and you possibly to rotate around this way and hit that ring from this angle. The light here, it gives you just a little bit of an extra shadow because the light's coming radically from that way. And if you moved yourself just a little bit around that way and hit that, that would make that a little bit less harsh. I do like the shadow going to the back of the hand because it does put more highlight here. I like his watch back here and how he's holding her. It's a great shot. You should be thrilled with this picture. Let's go. All right. That is 5 from Matthew Sargent. And of course, I pick a favorite photo, a best photo from every single person who submits photos to me during my live streams. Today, we're going to also award a photo of the week, which is the overall best photo, I think, submitted of the day. And Matthew, your best photo is right here. This, unequivocally, your best photo. Great cover. You should be thrilled. This is a banger. Let's go, Matthew Sargent. Guys, by the way, if you like my smiling face and you're as obsessed about photography as I am and this entire Carty crew that's watching, please consider subscribing. Subscribing is free. You get notified every time I do this. And it takes a little bit of courage to put your photographs up to have a professional look at them and review them. But I promise you, you'll see the value, even if it's not your photos that are being reviewed, you'll see the value from everyone else who's having their photos reviewed. It's helpful. All right, let's get into another viewer. This is Alice Who. Alice is, let's go, R7. R7. What are you trying to do there, brother? You trying to be a member? Let's go.
New member.
Welcome. Every time there is a new member, the bells, the whistles go off. I am currently burning my YouTube studio to the ground. Look at the smoke we got in here. R7, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my god, this is why this shit is so fun, honestly, because it could be boring. It could be boring doing these live streams, you know, but it's actually quite fun. So I hope you guys enjoy our hang here as we do. We do this show Tuesdays and Thursdays, Ask a Photo Pro. The review show is always on a Thursday. I also do Behind the Picture every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, let's look at some work from Alice, who is actually Vicky. Why is she Vicky if she's Alice? Well, she's actually Vicky, not Alice. Alice is her pseudonym. Let's look at some photographs from Vicky Sonic. Vicky, this is super strong, really strong. You should be thrilled. R7, welcome. Thank you for being here. By the way, live chat activated. Oh, thank you so much, R7. I love compliments. Seriously. I appreciate you. Compliments mean everything, man. Honestly. Honestly. I appreciate you. I do appreciate you. All right, let's get back to Vicky Sonic. Vicky, this is great. The framing, the composition is incredibly strong. It's a little center focused, but still, I love this photo. I love the mystery. I love the details. I love the fact that your eye wants to take you up the stairs and see what's around this corner. I like how you have something like a foreground element and this window frame, which is bringing in this light. I really like. I want you to see a different composition here. I want you to look at this composition where I punch in just a little bit and I push you to one side. To me, I see that as a composition that really now removes all the distractions. All you see is you. Your eye isn't pulling around. Your eye isn't jumping around at all. Very strong. Sebastian, this is a new camera. This is a new camera. This is a Canon R50. I have a new mirrorless camera as my main camera. As you see, I use iPhones as my camera. This is an iPhone XR. This is an iPhone XR. And this is a mirrorless. I'm working on, my capture card comes tomorrow. So I'm running this using like the webcam utility, so it's still not a clean HDMI feed. It's still not the quality that you'll see on Sunday. I get my capture card tomorrow. The quality jump that will happen tomorrow, yes, it'll be the same depth of field, but the signal will be cleaner and my live streams will look more like YouTube videos. That's something that I've wanted to do and make that next leap for a while. I got one. The next thing is replace that one. So I'll have two. And it also helps me because, you know, I was thinking about buying a second R5, which I am going to do, but I decided to put getting a car on hold for a year. So me waiting a year to buy a car and having the money to buy a car outright, I decided maybe I'll treat myself to a couple of setup things. All right, Vicky, really strong shot. Really strong shot. I didn't get the Elgato cam link because there's another one that costs like $40 less, but doesn't overheat. It's supposed to be better than the cam link. It's supposed to be more stable and all that. So I'll definitely report back tomorrow. I'll be in the Discord wanting to test it. All right. Let's look at Vicky's next shot. We're going to go anti-clockwise. No, we're not. We're going to go the other way. We're going to go clockwise. This is strong, Vicky. Really strong. Really strong location. Really strong location. Again, I'm going to practice with you, and I'm going to do a different composition. Again, I'm going to push you this way and have you now on this side of the frame. What do you think of that composition? Again, this is the whole photo. This is how I would crop this one. I would offset you to one side. Forces your eye to look at where you're looking. And it also, your eye goes to the brightest thing, and then you follow where the light is, which takes you back here. Your foot is beautiful cross composition, which is pointing to the corner. Your other foot is pointing to this other corner. It's quite strong. For me personally, I would crop it like this one from the raw file. All right, let's look at another. Yeah, you guys having a good time? You enjoying yourself? Everybody out there in YouTube land, you guys having fun? Yes? Yes? Amazing. I'm glad you guys are here. I appreciate you too. All right, let's see what we have as the next vibe. Let's go. All right, more from Vicky. Vicky has, I do believe, is it an 11 millimeter Vicky, or is it a 16? I don't think this is a 16. I think this is an 11. Let's look at what Vicky is doing with some ultra wide. Nice. This is nice. This could also be a really strong vertical, Vicky. This really has the potential of being a strong vertical. I want you to look at it this way, where you crop here and you crop here. And you can see how that's a really strong vertical frame. Right now we're seeing it's almost square. But again, I think vertical, the picture for me, well, I definitely want to see nice. So for me, the picture exists too far over. There you go. Not far over enough. I don't want to cut off nice. So I would say the frame would be here, 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 here. Like, I love that. Love, 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 love. Again, you tell me. That's my 2 cents in a bag of chips. All right, let's look at another from Vicky. Got 2 more. Nice little movement shot. It looks like multiple exposures layered over top of the same photo. Great movement, Vicky. This is really strong. Shot again with the ultra wide. What lens was that, Vicky, again? Is this a... I want to say that this is an 11. Look at that crop, Vicky, where you have a gutter. You have space for the gutter. This is the center of the frame. You have space for the gutter to drop directly through the center of the picture. You still have great movement. You still have great light coming in this window. You have this as a main focus, but the movement and the fluidity of you going through this and also the helmet on and then the helmet not on is really strong and clever. Takes you a minute to notice. I really love this. I think that this is super epic. Super epic. Let's look at the whole shot again. That's the whole photo. And also, you could make this a vertical as well. It's a great shot. Great shot. Let's look at Vicky's last photo. This is great movement. Wow, this is a great location, Vicky. You should be thrilled. Look at this spot. Like, this spot is nuts. Such a strong location, Vicky. You did really well here, girl. You did really well here. You did really well. Yeah, like, this is epic. This is just visual pollution. Like, there's so much graffiti, but the movement just kills this, man. I love it. I love it. By the way, if you're a new member, welcome. Welcome to the Carty crew. This is by far the best photography community on the internet, according to me, using no stats. You'll feel it as soon as you join my Discord. As soon as you're in there and you start submitting photos, start talking and chat, the most supportive, loving, kind people watch my channel. So if you're one of them, welcome. We got nothing but love for you. All right. Let's see, Vicky. What is your opus? What's your opus, Vicky? What is your photo? What's the photo that I'm going to say is your best picture? What is the photo? Shit, Vicky. Why'd you do this to me? You're making this hard. But for me, I'm going to say this. This, Vicky, is your best photo. You can fight me in comments. Let's go, Vicky. Well played. Again, Vicky, thank you, girl. Appreciate you. Vicky dropping the $2. Vicky is such a great supporter. I appreciate you. All donations go right back into me buying more gear for this live stream, more gear for this YouTube channel. Did I find the alien in the last photo, Carty? What? Did I find the alien in the last photo, Carty? Holy shit, Vicky. Let's go. Vicky, you are too cool for school. Look at the alien hidden up the stairs, and my answer, Vicky, was no. I definitely didn't see that. It was hidden up in there. You're fire. So good. So good. Well played, Vicky. I mean,
super chat.
Let's go, Vicky. Yo, how can I not rank this as your best photo now? How can I not rank this as your best photo? This is also, you just got bonus points, Vicky. Well played, girl. Well played. Well played. My word. I appreciate you guys so much. All right. Let's see who's next. Puppet Master. Puppet says this. My friend was a bit self-conscious, but I think we got some great shots. First shot has a leaf. Had to keep it in for many reasons. Last shot contains landscape, street art, and look, and through the shot. And though I took other shots, I couldn't find a better shot than the one that goes right through the gutter due to this. All right, let's look at what Puppet Master has to say. Puppet, this is a strong editorial photo. And I see the leaf that you're speaking about, this leaf here that's falling. This is really strong. This is a really strong photo. That leaf is epic. By the way, this is the reason that I ask you guys to send me photos at 4,000 pixels wide, so I'm able to zoom in and really see focus. Focus is just a touch soft here. I mean, looking at the full length version, you'd never see it. But when we go up and zoom right close, even when we're shooting full length, I want you to be looking between the white and the color of a person's eye. That's where we're trying to nail the focus. Because you're shooting with such a shallow depth of field, you gotta really shoot lots of frames to make sure that you're nailing the focus. Let's look at this as a cover. It's good. I feel like he could use a touch more headspace. If we're making this an 8x10, if this was an 8x10, we would have a crop here just below his hands, and we would have a crop like here. Like that's now an 8x10. So give him just a touch more space. I don't mind the offset. I think the offset's actually kind of dope. It gives us room to put the magazine print. But again, this is one of those ones that we would have to cut his head out and put the magazine behind him, which would look kind of cool, actually. It's a great shot. Would also look strong in black and white. All right, let's look at another shot from our man puppet. We're going to go clockwise. This is great. This is great. Good offset. I mean, I can tell that you guys are really listening. This double page spread vibe is really good. Really good puppet. You should be thrilled. I really like the way that this is disciplined and offset. This is the center of the frame directly there. So seeing this now as 2 pages in a magazine, it works. There's a block here for the article to go. There's a spot here for the headline to go. This is an editorial magazine photograph, unequivocally. I want you to watch the horizon line because my eye back here notices that this line is diagonal. I would love to see this line here, like a little bit straighter. It might make him feel like he's leaning a little bit, but I don't think so. It's just 10 degrees. It's a small thing, but you're hitting it at an angle, so it's hard for that horizon line to be straight anyways, but giving it a little bit of an angle I think is going to help. Other small thing is the highlights that are happening here on his face. I want you to watch how bright these highlights go, how bright it is on the back of his hands. You can use the highlight slider. You can use the highlight slider in Lightroom to bring back the detail in his hands. I see that you have the exposure here pretty much nailed, but the exposure there could even go down a little bit. It could go down a third of a stop would be okay. But watch these highlights. Watch what's happening right here. Watch what's happening here, and watch what's happening here. All right. Again, compositionally an 11 out of 10. And I think the technical issues you can fix. This is a banger. Jibo, please don't watch me on a motorcycle. Watching me while you're driving anything is not safe. So if you're listening, it's okay, but please, my guy, I can't have you crashing your motorcycle. I couldn't live with myself. Let's look at another. Puppet Master. Puppets from the UK. This is a great shot as well. Great shot. This one's cropped a little bit differently. As you can see, my masthead. Oh, is this the same as this one? No, it's cropped just a touch differently. But still, I like it. I like it. I mean, again, I would want him to have different positions that you're playing with him here. Him turned forward and having just both his legs here and swinging down like this, to me, is a thing. This back arm, for me, feels awkward. The smile is great. The smile is great. But this back arm feels a little awkward, and you also have to watch his hands. Hands really reveal nervousness. If someone's nervous, you can see it in their hands. They might be able to hide it in their face, but you can see it in their fingers. They'll hold their fingers in a weird way. Like it's really a thing. Like their hands are down, but they're doing this, or they're doing something with their hands. So you have to scan the whole person. and down to the fingers. Just tell him to go. Just relax. Just let your fingers go. Small things. Small things. This is a great frame, though. Great frame. I just think the body language, we could have shifted him a little bit. And then also, if you see the way that this stuff frames, we could drop him now right in the middle here. And you have these bushes like pushing your eye to him. I would love to see him right here, shoulders, you know, and then legs down here. Again, it's just a thought. All right, let's look at if Puppet had. Oh, Puppet does. Puppet does. This is a good one. This is strong. Strong composition. I like the feeling of movement. I like the framing. Again, I really want you to watch the focus. Once we get really tight in, we're losing focus here in the eyes. And although it might be hard to see on stream, I notice it before I zoom in. Oops. There we go. That's 100%. I'm seeing the focus down here, really tack sharp. I'm seeing the focus on his jeans, on his hand, but make sure you're choosing a single focus point and make sure that this is the spot that you lock onto. Because when we're looking at a picture full, you want the person's eyes to follow up here and end on the face. Also, the horizon line is quite radically. I know that this looks like it's on a downhill, but the way that the horizon line is so much that way, I would love to see that horizon line again a little straighter. And even if that throws off the angles of these, he's still in the middle. So you can't really lose with a bit of a composition shift. Let's look at it as a cover. And also the proportions I'm noticing are jumping. That one shot's cropped a little different. I like how you put them in the top of the frame, though. Those patches of white, those small patches of white here. Oops, wrong tool. Those small patches of white here are distracting because they're brighter. It makes our eye go there. You can see if you just hold your hands up and block those two signs of white there, you can see how the photo becomes more about him. All right, let's look at the last photo from Puppet. I saw this in the Discord when you posted it. This is really strong. This is my favorite one. Really strong. Really strong. Yes, it's center focused, but it's composed really beautiful. I like how you gave actually headroom. I like how these things are pointing back to him and the way that this frames him. Seeing the chair here still is really strong. All of it is really kind of dope, personally. I think it's all really dope. Seriously, really dope. This one is dope. Really dope. His jacket is our focus point, and the wall. You can see how tight the wall is in focus. It's actually the wall that is the sharp thing. I think if we grabbed the focus here on his hair, wouldn't lose any of the detail of the wall being the main thing that you're shooting. But I do know that the wall is the biggest part of the photo. And this being in focus and the wall being slightly soft might throw you. So I do understand your decision. For sure. I do understand your decision. Let's look at... Sorry, just closing some photos here. I have to pick a photo, your best photo. Your best photo. And it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up, Aunt. It's a toss-up, puppet. Yeah, it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear. This is your best photo. Well played, well played, well played, well played. Thanks for submitting, Puppet. These are dope. This is really strong. Welcome, Jessica. Jessica's new, everybody. Be nice to Jessica. She's a new member, new in our live chat. Glad you're here, Jessica. Nothing but big love for you. All right, on to Andrew Basson saying a portrait of a fly. Andrew. So great. So great. Look at the detail. Really amazing. The focus is just a touch soft. Just a touch soft. It's also cut to 8x10. Would love to see the whole image because it's clipping the feet very closely. The wing, there's probably only just a touch more wing left. It's funny with macro shots, you want to be as close as you can, but I think we could be a little bit further back with this one. It's a great shot though. Great shot. I just want to see the whole frame. I'd love to see the whole frame. It's a great one. Definitely an 11. Definitely 11, Andrew. Thanks for submitting. That's Andrew's solo submission. All right. Anna. Anna says, hey, Carty. That's me. Here are some new submissions with portrait samples from the recent session. All right. Anna. Anna's first shot. Very editorial, Anna. Very disciplined with the composition. Look at this as a cover. Like, this is absolutely smoke. Absolutely smoke. Anna is one of the members of my mentorship program. Anna hangs out with me monthly, and we've done one session. We have another session coming up. And our talk, our first 2 hours, just seeing how she's taken what we talked about to heart and really put together a strong offering. I'd love to talk about your light. I'd love to talk about how you're lighting. I'm seeing multiple catch lights in the eyes. I usually light with one light from the front, solid single catch light. I'm noticing a little patch of highlight here, which for me means that your rear light coming from this direction is too far forward, so much so that it's touching her nose. I like to have that hit her face here, but not so much that it creeps around her face and starts catching her nose there. Your ratios are good, meaning the highlight here is like plus a third, so her skin doesn't burn out, but it still remains a highlight. This is strong. Strong. That small shadow though, now that I'm pointing out that shadow on her nose, you're noticing it, right? You're seeing it. That's, again, just because that rear light is wrapping around too much. And what that shadow is coming from is that shadow's coming from the bridge of her eye right here because the light is wrapping around too much. You just need to move it back like a foot. And when you're lighting with your rear lights and your front light is off, just make sure it doesn't touch your nose. Simple, simple. I love also, though, the black on black. Black on black takes a lot of discipline, and you managed to get a jet black background and still detail on her black jacket without losing detail. Aces. This is very difficult for a new photographer to do technically, and you can see how happy she is shooting with you. You brought the vibes, you captured the vibes. This, if I didn't give you the smoke already, You should be happy. Well played, Anna. All right, let's look at another one from Anna. We are going to go anti-clockwise. Anna. Exposure for me is a little hot. I know that you've been working on nailing your exposure and not letting things burn out. This is something that I want you to be watching. I don't mind the hair burning out, but when you're doing this type of rim lighting, like how bright the light is coming from back here, if you do more than a stop, you're going to lose detail. You're going to lose detail. So I try to bring this light in at like 2/3 of a stop. This rear light, I've done this quite a bit, this idea. Your front light, how the front light's coming in is nice, but your front light's coming in too much from the side. And I'll tell you why it's coming in too much from the side. Again, her eye is actually kicking a strange shadow here. It's literally because of how far sideways that light is coming from. And it's also accentuating underneath her eyes. It's a small thing, but make sure you're skying your light and it's just a touch higher. Your light needs to be coming up from like an angle that's a little bit more radical, aiming down. I can see the shadow on the nose here. And I can also see the highlight here. So I can see it's coming from a little bit of the side. This ladder here in the background is epic. The smoke is amazing. Smoke is amazing. This still, Anna, is an 11 out of 10. Like, your photography has elevated. Like, it's got so much better in such a short time, and you're already a great photographer. So because of this, I'm going to continue to nudge you and continually nudge you into the realm where you're undeniable. You're undeniable. You're a sure thing. And I look at your photographs and there's nothing that I can say except for, wow. We're getting there though. We're getting there. Amazing. Bottom row. This is a moody vibe. The guy's dressed like his t-shirt, which is kind of cool. Like he literally is giving the same attitude as his t-shirt. Let's look at this as a cover. This is a dope shot, Anna. A dope shot. Like, I really don't have much to say other than you just have to watch your edges, like how close the ladder edge is here. I would like the ladder edge to not get any closer than here. Although he's centered in the frame, you could also push this way and push all this part of the ladder behind him. That's a thing. Or you could rotate this way and show more of the ladder, and then therefore the ladder cutting off wouldn't be an issue. It's a great shot though. I like the smoke. I like the mood. I want you to make sure that you're really looking right here between the white and the color of the eye to focus. And light meter. I think that you have a light meter. Want to make sure that you have a light meter so you can get these ratios and these exposures like exactly right. The exposure on his skin versus where her skin was. Again, like, it's not overexposed, but this one is just on the edge of being a bit muddy, like a third of a stop under, I'd say. This is the Discord that I'm referring to, by the way. This is where everybody submits photos for review. I have over 500 people in the Discord. You should definitely join the Discord. It's hilarious. Like, my Discord is so fun since I've got this new wave of viewers here watching me. Telling you, man, it's oh my God, what's happening? Oh no, what's happening? Sorry, I pushed the special effects button. Maybe that's just funny for me. What I actually thought, that it was going to take a while to figure out how to turn that off. All right, this is great. This is great. Again, I want you to watch the focus. The focus is just a touch off. It's just a touch soft. Again, be focusing right in there. I'm not sure if you're shooting mirrorless, Anna, or DSLR. If you're shooting DSLR, choose the closest focusing point to right here. Lock your focus, recompose, and shoot. If you're shooting mirrorless, make sure your eye tracking is on. Shoot frames, check. Shoot more frames. Great background. Nice and clean, though. Nice and clean. I feel like the pose with her hands in like this, it's a little radical. Like, just seeing how she's actually throwing her hair off. Like, she has nice hair, it's nice and full, but what she's doing with her hands and how she's compressing her hair is putting this big loop of darkness, and then you have this other part of the hair coming underneath, and then it's also fucking with the part here, excuse my French. So when girls mess with their hair, it's like you have to like fix it and then do it again and do it again and do it again until like it's absolutely perfect. And also her hands are just a little bit stiff, and her hands compared to her face make her hands look big. So it's like I try to keep faces not touching, our hands not touching faces. You kind of like use the arms around to kind of mold a little bit, but I think that the way that her arms and her elbows are meeting, I think that this angle is like severe. And yeah, that's my only issue with the shot, is the pose. Like, her hands on her hips, like it's hard to know what to do with your hands, but that's why you buy magazines and you look through magazines and you find poses that you like, and then you share those poses with your subject. For me, the pose we lost, but the idea of the shot, the light, it's pretty good. One thing about the light, it's the same placement as the other one. So because it's the same placement as the other one, you can see this deep shadow that's happening in here. That's happening because this side light is actually hitting the ball of her eye, and it's shadowing in that corner. You see? It's actually pushing in that dark shadow. So you got women, you kind of got to light them a little bit more frontal. This girl has deep set eyes. You can see her eyes are set back in her head. Because of that, again, you got to light her front light. And the other thing, it's the same thing that was happening with that other picture, which is the way that the light is coming from back here and actually catching her nose. And now on this picture, because I don't think that you have a light meter, this is no longer a highlight. It was a highlight, but now the exposure back here is actually now balanced for the exposure here in the front. Your highlight is actually here. This is shadow, and this is a light. So I'm not sure if you wanted it to be all balanced, but I would have liked a little bit of like rim light on her hair, possibly a little bit of a hit on her shoulder. Yeah, small things, Anna, but again, it's like you really nailed it with this one, with the highlight. I think this one, the exposure you can see is a little lower on her highlights. Small things, but I see everything. I see everything. By the way, you'll realize submitting your photo, I see everything. Don't try to hide something. I'm going to see it. Let's see. All right. You have everything here except focus and head angle. I feel like her head is turned too radically that way. It makes it too like, haha, and I'm looking here, and it feels stiff and mannequin-like. I want a lower head angle, which is going to sharpen the jawline and make the jawline more strong. And I want her looking at you. I want her looking at camera. Like, that's what I want to see. Also, focus This one, the focus is actually soft. The other ones were close, but this one, because she's moving and all of that nonsense, it makes it so this picture, the focus is here on her dress, but it's not on her face. And we need it to be here on her face, because that's where our eye naturally wants to go first. How her feet are and how her arms are and the dress, everything, the movement, and even the light. Like, you have some cool light happening on the floor. I mean, the double shadows, meaning you have a shadow going this way from one light and you have a shadow going that way from another light, and then you have some window light coming through like that. I definitely notice, like, there's only one sun. So anytime that you see double shadows, that's super distracting. It's super distracting. It's like the moon landing where you're like, But yeah, anytime that you see double shadows, what I want to see is one shadow. And I think that one shadow should be this one, which means whatever is causing this shadow from this direction needs to go away, because it's confusing to the eye and it's not doing anything to the photo. And again, now that you see the photo this way, you can see how her chin, it feels too high. You want her head lower and looking at camera. Yeah, like, look at Richard Avedon. Like, this movement stuff, it makes me feel like you need to look at Richard Avedon and how he shot models in motion. I also have another dance photographer that I promised that I'd send you, which I haven't as yet. Busy, 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 busy. So we have to pick a favorite. We have to pick a favorite from our member named Anna. Anna, what's my favorite photo? Anna, I have two. I have two favorite photos. I have two. My favorite photos of you, Anna. This one right here. Amazing. 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 Just a great idea. And this photo is also, I can't give you just one because they're both like super strong. Super strong. Yeah. Mentorship pays off. I can tell, and you're making the most of it. So good for you. All right. By the way, I can't do the work. I just show you the work that you have to do. All right. Krypto Jones. I captured these for my partner as an anniversary gift. R6, 28 to 70, Ellen Chrome D-Light. All right, let's have a look. First shot. Let me see who I'm looking at again. This is Krypto. Krypto, this is great. Great. The black and white is great. The pixel size, though, the picture's not the right size. You got to do 4,000 pixels. Because when I click it, it doesn't go anywhere. That's just meaning that the picture is not 4,000 pixels. So 4,000x wide and by whatever it is. Dog's eyes are beautiful. The exposure on her is great. It's a little center focused. Again, I want you to think about composition like this way, where you put the dog and her offset. So it's not dead center in the frame. Think about this. That is the most basic composition that we can deliver, is something dead center on a horizontal frame. It doesn't fit in a magazine because when we print it in a magazine, the gutter of the magazine goes right up the center. So it doesn't work. Center focus doesn't work with horizontal. If you have the inclination, if you want to center focus, that means you want to shoot vertical. That's something that I want you to think about. I know that you are trying to get the beautiful scenic mountains in the background, but let me show you. If you offset this picture and push her and your dog one side, you still have you still have that scenic composition. Now I'm too enlarged. Oh my God, the happy mediums. Now, if she's offset, you still have the mountains. You just have to offset it in such a way and crop it in such a way and shoot it in such a way that now, if this is in a magazine, there's space for the article to go right here. There's space for the headline to go right here. And the center of the magazine falls right here. So this being now the center of the magazine, now you're an editorial magazine photographer. But when you drop stuff right in the center, it's too basic a composition for us who are trying to be pros. Let me look at another. All right, Krypto. This picture, way closer with the composition. I know that this was a little bit later, way closer with the composition, but I also know that you don't have a light meter. I can tell that you don't have a light meter based on how varied the exposure goes up and down. And I know that you're just practicing in this situation. It's good because you're seeing that when you use a flash, you overpower anything. And the fact that this is night, you're able to get a great exposure on her and also show this darkness and the color in the sky, which looks cool. You know, this is a great frame. This picture is my absolute favorite so far and the one that gets the smoke. It's on the button, on the button. Now, I do see some other shots here that the exposure is no bueno. This is what happens when you shoot with flash with no light meter and you just wing it. This is winging it. And her skin here is literally plus one stop. That's over one stop, which is literally twice as bright as where it needs to be. And if you look at your other example of her skin here, and then look at her skin here, you can see how absolutely different the exposure is. So when you shoot with flash and no light meter, you're literally doing, and if you have no experience, now it's a recipe for disaster. For me, I've been shooting for 30 years and I use a light meter every single time I use flash. Every single time. You know why? Because you just can't do it any other way. You just can't do it any other way. You do it with a light meter. Let's look at this picture again. A light meter would have made this shot so much better because it's a compositionally strong shot. It's good framing. She's cute. She's making a cute pose for you. The sun in the background is setting. Like, you have all the elements there. It's just the exposure. And if you try to recover and fix her skin, you're going to lose the rest of the photo. So exposure, 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 exposure. And I will show you. And if you go on my show notes and go to Amazon recommended finds on the cheap, you'll see I have a pro photographer's recommended list, which is all pro gear that I've bought or I have or I'm going to get, and you will see 2 light meters. This is the light meter. If I was going to buy one today, this is what I would buy. But also, I have a light meter. You buy it once, you have it your whole career. My light meter is from when I was in photography school, and it's still digital, beautiful, meters flash, and does all the things that I need it to do. If you're trying to light with artificial light, and I'm not talking about speed lights, those things that fold that you put on top of your camera that you then get a trigger and then you then put on a stand and you then put no, I'm talking about studio strobes. Newer make studio strobes. Godox makes strobes. They go pop, you plug them into the wall, you set the flash power, and they go all day long. They have a modeling light and blah, blah, blah. This is what you use to meter flash. End of story. Make sure you have one. I made a video on the only 3 reasons to ever shoot manual. the only 3 reasons to ever shoot manual, and it is in my advice from a 30-year pro playlist. It's right here. There's only 3 reasons to ever shoot manual. Watch that video. All right, let's get into more from Krypto. One last picture from Krypto. This one's a great one, Krypto. Again, exposure. We have like quite a few different exposures. You have an exposure here. You have an exposure here. You have an exposure here. None of the 3 match. This is close, but this is still plus a third over. This is still plus oh my god, these arrow tips. Plus a third right here in the skin. Plus a third. This one here is plus a full stop, and this is probably under a third. So knowing exposure, you can't wing it and you can't judge it from the back of your camera. It's best to have a light meter and you'll be able to nail it. Look at how close you are. This is a great shot, a great show of scale, like literally a great shot. And I am going to rate this one your best photo. You get the smoke. Let's go, Krypto Jones. Well played. Well played. This is a great frame. Great frame. Just get a light meter. I can see that you really have a passion for it. You're trying. You're experimenting with light. You have an umbrella. Yeah. I also have some studio strobes that I would buy if I had to buy them from Amazon that I have on that list as well. Everything's there. All right. Jessica Jean. See how many more we got left here. Woo, Jessica Jean. I like new people, and I cannot lie. Jessica says, my first submission. I had so much fun making these. I don't use off-camera flash very often, so I wanted to experiment. I love playing with retouching, composite, so there's a little bit of that. Series is titled, Don't Be an Idiot. All right, let's have a look at the new Jessica Jean. Jessica, I like your technical ability. I like your retouching. Make sure that you don't go too far so it has like that posty look. There seems to be like a little bit of sharpening and a little bit of texture that is actually, I think, a little bit too far, just based on trends like what's happening right now in 2023 with retouching. A good place to check is go to Behance. Go to Behance.net and have a look at here's what you do as this loads in. Go to Discover and go to Photography, and then oh my goodness, go to Photography, and oh my goodness, I said Photography. Holy shit. Where, why, what? There it is. Photography. So you can see what the current state of retouching is. You can see when you're looking at commercial photography, you can see what skin retouching looks like. And there's definitely some that's better than others. But you'll definitely see what working photographers retouching looks like. And here, you can also just do this. Do a search, beauty, and then it'll ask you in what creative field, and you say in photography, beauty photography, and then you can just see, shows you what skin retouching looks like right now. This is a retoucher. You see? So you can just see what skin retouching looks like right now, what the trend is. It's a good vibe. You can also see what makeup looks like right now and what the trend is. This is a little bit extra. Ugh. Yuck. Comme ci, comme ça. Comme ci, comme ça. Comme ci, comme ça. But yes, this is a good way. This is a good way to look, to see sharpening, to see like just what the trend is in skin. Was I not sharing the screen that whole time? My bad. Yes, look at Behance. Look under beauty. Look under skin. See what's in vogue right now. It's the best way to really get inspired and to know how far to go. This is a great example to see like what skin looks like right now in Vogue magazine. So that's Behance. Yeah, go to Behance. Do that. Let's look back at Jessica. So it's a touch over sharpened, but the light and the composition is on point. Like this is an editorial photograph. You just got hired to make a cover. 100%. Cropped well. Focus is great. I like the tone, the look and feel, the treatment that you have on here. This is an 11 out of 10. And your first 11 out of 10. Congratulations. 11 out of 10s are better than 10 out of 10s. Everybody's shooting 10 out of 10s. You got to shoot 11s. That's an 11. Let's look at another. This is great. 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 It's a little center focused. A little center focused. I would really love to have this offset, to have him on one side of the frame and have that hand coming in. You can see even here, just this composition. Like, yes, I have to punch in quite a bit in order to do this, but you can see here just this composition where I punch in and move him just a little bit on one side of the frame. Now you're telling a story. Someone's coming in from one side and hitting him, and it's now 2 pages in a magazine. If this was to go into a magazine, you can see with this crop that the gutter drops right here. It's very editorial. You can have the article of the magazine coming in above the hand. So the article in the headline can go here. The art director can put it around the hand, which would also look really cool. Just the movement, the feeling of movement from the left side to the right side of the frame when you crop it this way, I think is super strong. Try to avoid, because you're an editorial photographer, you shoot for magazines. Like that's what it looks like. And if you want to shoot for magazines, we really have to avoid dropping our subjects dead center. Yeah, it's like I made a video on editorial rules for getting published. You should watch that video. It's in my advice from a 30-year pro playlist. Rules for getting published. My face looks like this. Yeah, it's one of those. Watch that one. This is great. Really great. Really great. I feel like the post, everything that you're doing here is amazing. Like this is epic. Really, really, really well done. Really well done. Like really well done. Again, I want you to watch the gutter and see that this is the center of the frame, which goes dead center up through his hand and through his chin. So because the gutter falls right here, it now, the magazine goes like this in the gutter, and now this amazing picture and his fingers reaching into his mouth and all that stuff all get cut up because of the fold. So back up just a bit and push his head so his head doesn't get cut by the gutter. It's a hard thing because it's composed beautifully, right? But it only works for web. And photographers, we shoot for magazines still, And even if we shoot in a magazine composition, it still works for web. Of course, it still works for web. I just want you to think about all the uses that your pictures could be shot. Because when you shoot to layout, getting hired is kind of knowing how to shoot to layout. Like, I have so much experience shooting to layout. This is why I talk about this stuff every episode. It'll help you, even if you're shooting just for the web. All right. Did my playlist, my amazing Epidemic Music, Epidemic Sound playlist stop? Oh my God. How could that happen? All right. Let's look at another. This is photographs from Jessica Jean. Oh my God, it's 7:30. I'm still podcasting. Holy shit. Yeah, this is great. Great, Jessica. Great top angle. Another absolute banger. Absolute banger. Absolute banger. This is an 11. Love this a lot. Love this a lot. It's cropped well. The leaves, the details, and the expression on his face, like, really strong. Really strong. I really have no thing to say other than, for me, I would shoot 50 of this picture and try all kinds of different angles with his arms. Your angle is perfect. I would just now want to have him try all kinds of different things and different expressions. I usually shoot, for a photo like this, I would shoot 100 photos like this with slight variations, narrow it down to 20, narrow it down to 5, and then pick my favorite one. It's a great shot. Great shot. Very good for your first submission. This radical crop is cool, but just where you're cropping and us like not seeing the mouth gives like this sort of uncomfortability where you're cropping like right here. You have to crop here. If you're trying to like show mystery, or you have to be like here, like above the nose. Because when you're cropping like under the nose now, it already creates a very uneasy feeling showing a crop this close. But cropping the chin out, you're cropping the mouth out. Like it's a very odd crop for me. For me, this is a vertical picture. It's a very artful, like Victorian kind of a feeling to a portrait. I would love to see this like as a vertical picture. Like it's, for me, it's making me like close, but no, the crop is like no bueno for me personally. It's like there's no place for a photo like that. Like, what's it for? You know what I mean? There's no place for it to go. It doesn't show enough of the actor if it's for the actor. It doesn't show just the eyes of the actor if it's for, like, just trying to figure out the context of where it goes. Brand identity is key. So I would love to see his the rest of his face. All right, Jessica, if I had to pick one photo as your best photo. If I had to pick one photo as your best photo. Let me close some of these windows here. If I had to pick one photo as your best photo. Jesus. Well, I'm going to do it like this. Number one, technically perfect. Compositionally perfect. This one. You get the applause and you get the smoke. This picture, idea, emotion, perspective, the way that you got down on the ground with him, the depth of field, like I'm there with this guy feeling this pain, although it's not a perfect double page spread because of the clipping. It is an absolute banger, and I'm very glad to have you here. This is another one that I just have to give accolades to because you're new. And the last one that I'm going to give you love for is this picture right here. Like the light, the negative light that you have, the highlight on the blood, the way that you have this blood lit, the rim light from behind, the rim light on Like the rim light here on him, the way the blood is lit, this is all just epic. All these little, like his expression. The hand could definitely have a little bit of motion blur because you can see how the spit has motion blur. I'd love that hand to have come in a little bit more real. It almost looks like the hand is just being held there, which maybe it is just being held there. I would just keep going through that motion and like just to make sure that it has like that fluidity. But 3 absolutely banger photographs out of your 5. The other 2 were just not quite as good, but I am going to give you your best photo, and it is that one right there. That one's your best photo. Welcome to the Carty crew. I'm glad you're here. This is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yo, are you guys still with me? You having a good time up there? Yeah?
God fucking no.
Dude, well, get away then. If you're not having fun, bro. Get off my stream. This is good vibes only.
Yes, sir, yes.
All right. We have 1, 2, 3 photographers left. Oh, 4, 5, 6 photographers left. Oh my God. This is one of those streams that never ends. Stuart, Hayes, Ernest Poole. Let's go. This is Junebug. This is a cute photo. Again, it's just about the posing and learning how to help subjects pose. This is very like, look at my bum kind of a vibe. And then the hand on the hip, look at my bum. Like the idea, the light, the leading line and all that stuff is right. But the pose is hokey. So, yo, Stephen C with the gifted membership. Stephen, that is your first gifted membership, I do believe. You just gifted a membership to Jason Williams, my assistant, my guy. Let's go. Yo, Stephen C, thank you for the gifted, my guy. I appreciate you. Honestly, thank you. I have the best community here. It's like dope shit, honestly. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen C. So, going back to Callie with Junebug. Again, super cute, but it's a cute girl. I don't think that she also has to be trying to be extra cute. You know what I mean? It's just too much. Hand on the hip, too much. The poses by Vogue magazine. Like, as photographers, us helping our subjects pose is part of our responsibility. Too many photographers have a subject in front of them and they just do this. And the subject's going... And you're just no words. If I see that, it's like, yo, what are you doing? Take your hand down. Okay, no, turn around to me. Oh, don't touch your face. Like, I direct, and I'm going to make a video on how I direct models because I think it's super important. But I also think if you shoot people and you're not buying Vanity Fair, Vogue magazine, Italian Vogue, British Vogue, like, look at Details magazine if you shoot men from time to time. Look at GQ if you shoot men. Like, buy magazines because magazines are the ones who hire us, and also shooting in a magazine style is what I do, which is why I get hired by magazines. And one of the things that I get continually complimented on is the body language. I'm good at body language. So we say a lot with body language without words in our photos. So we have to master body language. This photo with the light and like literally it's almost there. I mean, it's a little out of focus, as you can see when we're really pulling in on this. This is why I ask for photos that are 4,000 pixels wide, because here we can see that the focus isn't dead sharp on the eyes. It's kind of soft. So I'm not sure if you're using all focus points, if you're using one focus point, but when we're shooting these photos, we have to make sure that we're using a single focus point and we're grabbing the eye and then we're recomposing, or we're using eye tracking if we're shooting with a mirrorless camera. This little leaf here, I would definitely have kicked out of the way. And this little highlight back here is actually fighting for attention with her face. So I would actually put her in front of that highlight to hide it. Light, idea, leading line, place, look at it as a cover, like all of these things, like the elements are there. Best advice is do not let your models just do whatever they want, because they don't know what to do. They don't know what's cool, what's not cool. And lastly, they can't see themselves. So they don't know if they look ridiculous or not. It's up to us to tell them. They're trusting us to tell them. Junebug. This picture, again, this is also out of focus, Junebug. So I'm wondering what's up with the focus. That's the thing that I'm concerned about. I'm just concerned with the focus. I need you to be nailing the focus. Focus, focus, focus. Focus is first day stuff. We can't go on and command money for our photographs if they're soft. If they're like, we shoot with like 40 megapixel cameras, 30 megapixel cameras, it has to be tack sharp. There's nothing worse than an out of focus picture, and you can't be then now retouching it and spending all kinds of time in processing when the photo is soft. That just means it's a photo that doesn't leave your desk. No one ever gets to see out of focus photos, because every out of focus photo that goes out is literally chipping away at trust. Trust is all we have as a photographer. We build trust by creating amazing work, but when you let work out of your house that's not amazing, you're killing trust. It's hard to build the trust back again after you've killed it. So don't let out of focus pictures, however much you like them, don't let out of focus pictures leave your camera. And also shoot more frames. If you shot 100 frames for this one picture, you'd have in focus pictures. You'd have tons of them. But if you shoot 3 and you're not checking your frames and zooming in to like 1600% to see how perfectly focused it is, you leave the shoot, you leave the location, you leave the subject, you leave everybody with out of focus pictures. So let's look at another. And again, I appreciate the idea. It's hard when you're lighting from under. Underlight gives us like weird shadows. You can see how this shadow and this shadow, that's because it's like the candle underneath the chin, and also the shadow on the top of the nose instead of the shadow underneath. I appreciate the idea. I think that the uplight is a little extra. The composition is cool. I would love again to see it offset and not so dead on center. I feel like it's a bit more compelling if it's pushed one way or the other. It works better this way. Just try not to focus. Try not to be center focused with horizontal pictures. If you want to make it horizontal, shoot vertical. If you can't put the person one side or the other, move into a different position. Instead of having her just dead on like this, have it this way or this way, or like, you know, just work some pose in order to make it so your horizontals aren't dead center in the frame. All right, let's look at another. Okay, 3 pictures. I'm gonna give you Ernest Poole, Mr. June Bug. I'm gonna give you this one as your best photo. The only reason, my friend, is because the other 2, this one is out of focus, and this picture with the uplight and also a little out of focus still. I think that that is something that I need you to be really, really practicing. Be really practicing focus. Like anything that becomes a problem on one picture and then another one and another one and another one, now it's an ism. Now it's something that you're doing wrong, so you have to fix it. It's definitely not the camera. It's something that you're doing wrong. Make sure that you have the camera set for a single focus point and put that focus point closest to that white and color part of the eye. All right, I got to speed up here. I've been going, I like 2 hours are crazy. Okay, Jibo, first posting. It's a week after he got his Sony camera, shot off the hip. Well, this is technically good. Technically good. It's like, again, I want you to make sure that you have two people here and they're both on different planes. You have one person who is a little further back, one person here and one person here. So the distance between here and here means that this person is out of focus and this person is in focus because you're shooting with an f-stop that's likely like f2 is my guess. Or just based on how shallow the depth of field is, when you have two people side by side, unless they're on the exact same plane, like this person's eyes and this person's eyes are at the right depth. If you imagine I'm looking top down, one person is here and one person is here, or one person is here and one person is here. So focusing on these two people, the distance between those two people, how you get them both in focus is with f-stops. F8 is something that's going to make them both in focus, but it's going to change your depth of field. It's going to change how shallow the background is. And also when you shoot with telephotos, what happens is the depth of field is even shallower. The depth of field is even shallower. Again, good composition. Your framing is great. Like you actually shot this and framed it like a cover. So for that, definitely accolades. Let me look at another. I got to speed up here because I've been going for coming up on 2 hours. This is great. My only issue with this is like even a better moment. My only issue is that it's too tight, meaning the headroom here and the foot room down here, down this way is 12 inches. Across this way is 8 inches. Magazines are 9 by 12. Instagram is 8 by 10. So an 8 by 10, now you lose 2 inches. So you're going to lose this inch on the bottom and you're going to lose this inch on the top. And now you're clipping heads and cutting off feet. Or this picture that is full length now has to become a 3/4 picture because you can't fit the whole thing in, because you literally lose 2 inches when you go from a 2 by 3 proportion. Our cameras shoot 2 to 3. Instagram is 4 to 5 proportion. So that's like, it's a great shot. Like, look at the moment, look at the focus, look at the depth of field, look at everything. Like, it's a great shot. Yes, this girl's distracting, walking behind. Yes, this edge is distracting. Yes, this edge of the bench is distracting. But other than that, and just waiting 1 second for this bright baby blue girl to like walk behind them or shift so she's not in the picture. Small things, but you can see with the cover, because her head and because their head is so high and you didn't give enough headroom and you shot like exactly that frame, you gotta, if you're shooting full length, you gotta think, okay, that's my frame. Now I gotta back up and leave room so it can be a magazine cover and not get clipped. All right, if I had to pick between these two, this one is gonna go into the magazine better. This one's gonna print better, but they're not both in focus. There's 4 guys out of focus. So for me, then that means that this becomes your best photo. Good shit. Thanks for submitting. Welcome to the Carty crew. That is Jibo. Welcome. All right, Milan. The cute is my youngest. Pictures made in the summer. She likes being a model. This is cool. This is almost editorial. There's a little bit too much treatment on it. A little bit too much like preset LUT kind of vibe, because now her skin doesn't look like skin. It's green. Her skin is green. So because green is just never flattering when it comes to skin tone, like, it's a cool idea. It's a great shot, but it's green. The same thing that I said to our last submitter about the framing is the same thing that holds true here. There's so little headspace here that to make an 8x10, an 8x10, we're cutting right here. I'm sure you want her feet in the picture and not cut, but you'll see when you post this to Instagram, the picture ends right here because it's a 4x5 proportion, and you shot, I mean, we shoot 2:3 proportion. So if you imagine we shoot 2:3, Instagram is 4:5. I just said this, blah, blah, blah. This is 12. That's 8. And now, without backing up, you can't print this without radically cropping it. And also cropping it in a weird spot, like across her ankles, which looks odd. Okay, let's look at another. This is great. It's the wrong spot as far as light goes. This is a snap. I want you to think about making pictures rather than taking pictures. Making rather than taking. Because when you take pictures, wherever someone's standing, you just shoot the photo because they're there. You're just like, oh, that's great, click. But when you're making pictures, you slow down just a little bit and you notice, okay, she has mixed light on her face, meaning part of her face is lit, part of her face is in shadow, and it's 12 noon. So because it's 12 noon, the sun is coming down so radically from the top that you can see the top of her head is lit and how radical the shadow is underneath her chin. You can see also her nose shadow is coming down so hard, it's actually covering her face. So, and this hard shadow on her nose, this hard shadow here, and how she looks like she has bags under her eyes. This is all because of your shooting in light outside. Like, you need to shoot in shade outside because shade is way less contrasty. The camera will adjust for the shade exposure and there's no shadows. And it's super, super, super even. Mixed light is a nightmare because you're now trying to get this and this. So you need to pick one or the other, and the sun's in the wrong spot always. It's only in the right spot for an hour in the morning and an hour at night. All the other time, it's in the wrong spot. So, shade. I made a video about it, mastering natural light on location. Watch that video. It'll says it right there. You can see the difference between when you shoot. Like, this is the same top light, this picture, but the sun's behind her now. So because the sun's behind her, because the sun's coming in from here, you can see her hair's lit, the back of her is lit, but where you're shooting is in shade. And now the highlights here are actually quite nice. But because she lowers her chin like that, it's accentuating like the darkness under her eyes, right? Like if I look at the camera like this and you see my face is up like this, I have lines under my eyes, but I'm lighting myself from the front. Look what happens once I drop my chin more, drop my chin like this. Now, do you see these lines and these circles under my eyes? You see that? It happens right on this one. Watch. It's head angle. Because her head's like that and the sun is kind of behind but also high, it's creating these weird things under here. You see? Yeah, again, it's a cool photo, but I know that this girl has like darkness under her eyes naturally. Like, I definitely see that, but because of the position of the light and her head angle, it's actually being accentuated. It's a seeming like it's even more than it actually is. Again, what's behind her amazing. The vibe behind her, and the fact that she's like in light and the darkness behind her, it's a very editorial photo. Like, I want you to know this is still an 11 out of 10. I don't want you to get discouraged by your submission. This is still like a profound photograph. Like, it's very beautiful. I want you to watch how her hands are going out of the frame, and how you can even see here when I take my hands and I put them out of the frame, how it's disturbing to look at, and how much more comfortable you feel now that you can see my hands. You know what I mean? So it's something also with our frames we have to watch where we're cutting our subjects. All right, let's look at another. Let's look at another. Whew, we are on a roll today, guys. We have one last photo from Milan. Milan, this is, again, a great, funny moment. It's very center focused. This, to me, could also be a vertical picture. You can see if this photo was a vert, it would go here, and it would go here. And now your eye goes right to those big eyes and right to the flowers in the foreground. I think that you hold your camera vertical not often enough. And this is dead space. There's nothing important that's on either side of the frame, especially because you're dropping her dead center. If you want to drop something dead center, shoot vertical. If you feel inclined to offset something left or right, shoot horizontal. That's kind of like the rule of thumb that I try to use. But once I point it out to you, I hope you can see like how super obvious it is. But again, it's tricky when you're in the mix of it. My favorite photos are two. My second favorite photo is your first photo, which is this photo here. I'm going to give you applause, and I'm going to give you the smoke, because this is a very compelling photo. Feel very close to this child. Exposure's a little off, the color balance a little off, but the idea I really, really appreciate. And then my next favorite photo is this photo right here. This is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. This is actually high art. I'm not sure if you know how good this is, but this is high art. This is profound. The head angle, it's something that I'm pointing out to you, but I don't believe that it takes away from the goodness of this photo. The hands being cut off, again, is something that I want to point out, but I don't believe it really kills this photo. I think that it's amazing. All right, I hope you found that helpful, Milan. All right, we have 3 more photographers. And one of them is Julie, one of them is Romeo, and one is Cam CS. First one, Cam CS, let's go. Cam, this is a great shot, great composition. It's good, well shot. Let's look at the side, the offset composition, and how strong the offset composition is. Look at this as a magazine spread. Like, now this is an article about saving kids in the neighborhood, and the article goes right here, and it's articulated with this photo, which clearly is a wheel from a wagon put up by kids. It's absolutely smoke. This is great. 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 Let's look at another. This was a great moment too. Great moment. Great moment. Look at these kids. Wow, that haircut is amazing. Just great. Great, great, great. It's cropped to 8x10. I know that there's another inch here and another inch here. I want that inch because 8x10s work only vertically. Horizontally, I believe they should be the full frame because that is now 2 pages in a magazine. When you now crop it When you crop a horizontal to 8x10, when you see this as 2 pages in a magazine, look at how skinny those pages are. Look at how skinny and tall those pages are. Magazine proportions aren't like that. So if it's a horizontal photo, make sure you don't crop it at all. And also, amazing composition. Amazing. A great location. A great find. What a great shot. Great. This one is a little bit of a mishmash. It's tricky because you're trying to keep the top of the building in line, but then that throws this line off so radically that it makes me feel like the building is falling over. It's very tricky to shoot architecture. Like I would spend an hour here trying to get the lines right. I definitely see the moon as a part of the photograph that you're focusing on. I definitely see this moon. Where are my tools? Show toolbar. There we go. I definitely see the moon. I definitely see this plane inching out of the frame. I definitely see these cirrus clouds down here. But the way that that building feels like it's falling over because this line isn't straight it makes the whole picture feel off for me. So I'd like to see you maybe rejig this crop for me. Although I know, like you see these lines, they're converging this way. And then as they get back up there, they're straight. For me, it's this line. This is the line that you got to make straight. Let's see what that looks like. I'd love to see you recrop that and send it back to me. And Cam C, your last photo. I mean, again, cool moment. I love the fact that you got down low with her. Exposure is a problem. This poor black girl is gone full white mode here with the highlights. Like these highlights are just too hot. This is like almost, I would say 1.5 stops over. It's too hot, the exposure. You're exposing it for the shade, which is what you're supposed to be doing. But even here, even that's too hot. Like for black skin, even that is like for shadow, it should be a little bit deeper and richer. The idea is great. It's just the exposure. It's a small thing. The girl's crying, which breaks my heart. If you see the middle of the frame, if you see the middle of the frame is here. So you can also see you could push her a little bit to the left. You can push her a little to the left, and then that would give you, because all of this, that's going to give you more of dad, because we want him. Dad's definitely important. Show toolbar. Yeah, just gives us a little bit more of dad, you know? All right. Oops. All right. And also back here is not really necessary. The picture could definitely end right here. All right, let's see. Romeo. Oh, by the way, no, I gotta do best photo, yo. Your best photo. Gotta do your best photo, my Cam C. Cam, your best photo to me is clear. It's super clear. Let me close some of these. I got too many open. Your best photo is clear to me. It's the most difficult photo, and it's the one that is the most dynamic, and that picture is this one right here. Your best photo. Let's go. Well played. Well played. Well played. Let's go. Yeah, and Steven says that this one would look great in black and white. Oh, I might have skipped over Stuart, someone says. Let's have a look. Let's see if I skipped over Stuart. No? No? I didn't skip over any. Oh, these I did. Jesus, Stuart, I'm sorry. Stuart says, this is my first post here. You're absolutely right. My bad. I'm so sorry. Stuart says this is my first post here. They're from a portrait session with my first time model, Maureen. Challenge myself to stick to the 50 camera Nikon. Let's go. 50 millimeter. Stuart can shoot. Stuart can shoot. And like lovely mood, lovely sensibility. Yes, we are losing a little bit of the highlights here, Stuart. You can maybe recover some of those in shadow highlight. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that I missed your photo, Stuart. I'm here, my guy. Thank you, Steven, by the way. Steven's been here before. I appreciate you, my guy. This exposure and this like porcelain skin, the white, the blue nails, how the nails match the jeans. Really nice. I love where you placed this shadow so it really directs you right back at her face. Little delicate curtain here is amazing. Her arms crossing over, shoulder lifting, posing 101. Like this is posing 101. And honestly, like I know you're new, but I can tell that you're not new at making photos. This is beautiful. This 50, I really want you to dive in deep with. It's the lens that's on my camera all the time. Like you can see right here is my 50. I have the adapter because I use EF lenses on my RF body. But yeah, that's the 50 millimeter 1.2. It's on my camera all the time. All right, let's look at another one. So sorry, Stuart. Romeo will be the last photos we're looking at today. Stuart Hayes can shoot. Let's go. Let's go, Stuart Hayes. Wherever you are, let's go. Look at this photograph. This guy's a photographer. This is beautiful. Like, absolutely beautiful. I have nothing but good things to say. Good focus, good exposure. There's detail in the highlights on the skin. He didn't let that skin disappear. He didn't let that skin burn out. Look how delicate the shadows are and the gradual transition between the shadow side and the highlight side. Great expression in the mouth, like mouth open is such a thing. Like models, like they hold their mouth closed, and it's like to teach them how to just look at camera with their mouth open. It's like a thing. You know what I mean? And I mean, I've practiced it because I'm a photographer. I know how to do it. And I also have to be able to show a model that they have to be like this. Not like this. Because what happens is when you force your mouth closed, all kinds of muscles are pulling here. Our natural place for our mouth to be is not open. It's this. I mean, it's that. It feels so natural when your mouth is like that. And you also get a little hint of teeth. Or you do this. And it looks very... You actually have to use muscles to keep your mouth closed. You have to use muscles to keep your mouth closed, which tightens up here. Secret time. Excellent, 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 excellent photograph. If I didn't say it enough. Excellent photograph. Beautiful. She's a little offset. It's a small thing. She's a little offset. You can see she's pinched this way just a touch more so than that way. Cutting her shoulder just a little bit. And you've given quite a bit of space here and space here. I wouldn't mind giving her just a little bit more space. But the light, the idea, the clothing, and the poses. Nailed it. Fuck, that makes me happy. Let's go, Stuart. So glad you're a part of the crew. This center focused. I feel this picture needs to be offset one side or the other. Again, I'm a broken record, but you can see now what this picture looks like when she's pushed to one side of the frame. And for me, I would radically cut this and even cut her head. So it was this. And now the eye line is nice. And you have room here for the article to go about this special girl that you're now profiling. And of course, the gutter would drop right here. Oops. I can't draw a straight line to save my life, obviously. That's why I use this ruler tool.
Yes, sir, yes.
So this is the center of the frame. And now you see it's a complete double page spread. Try not to drop our models dead center. And again, you can see there's no place to put this in a magazine. All right, let's see another. I've seen this, let's see this. Second outfit, great mood. Oh, I appreciate you, thank you so much, appreciate you. This is great mood. I love the eyes closed. I love you using the curtains as a frame for her. I love her stepping through, shooting her from the side. This is another great like magazine cover. Yeah, I mean, there's never going to be someone with their eyes closed on a magazine cover, so I hope you shot pictures of this with her eyes open, making eye contact with the camera. But again, this gets the smoke, this gets applause. Amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm so sorry that I missed you, but I got you now. Stuart Hayes. I won't forget you again, my guy. Glad you're here. We got two photographers, Julie Lagovska and Romeo. Julie has just blown me away with the portrait I'm about to show you, but first, we got some self-portraits from Romeo. Let's go. I cycle too. He's rocking the Rafa. Let's go. Romeo. This is a great self-portrait. Really great with the, first of all, open shade. Notice how he's in shade, and because he's in shade, the difference between the highlight and the shadow side is very gradual, and there's nothing here to burn his, like nothing to burn his skin out. The exposure on this is absolutely check. No issues at all with the exposure. It's a little blue, meaning because you're shooting in shade, shade reads cold. And because shade reads cold, we have to kind of color balance it. I know these shorts are black, but you can see the shorts are reading a little blue-black. I also know your skin is warmer. It's a brown, goldeny tone. If you look at me and my skin tone, you see how warm my caramel skin feels. Now, if you look at Romeo, you see how it feels cold? That's color balance. We can definitely fix that. Cover. It's absolutely smoke. It's absolutely smoke. This is great. Great self-portrait. And the thing that you get 10 times the accolades is you shot this yourself. Put the camera on a tripod, got your helmet, made the photo. This is great. Great, Romeo. Great. And some more of Romeo. These now look... Exposure is our issue with here. Again, when you're indoors, when you're shooting under studio light, which I'm not sure if you're shooting in studio light. If you see the exposure difference between here and here, it's so night and day. This is literally almost 2 stops over. It's almost 2 stops over. Because this is almost 2 stops over, it's like, it's almost too much to recover. So make sure you're checking your frames for exposure before you go on to the next idea. This one is a touch too far. This one also is close. I like the composition in this picture. It's very close, but the skin is just a little bit hot. This one's probably half a stop over. Again, look at it as a cover, though. It's a strong shot as a cover. It's just a little bit overexposed. It's a great shot. Just a little underexposed. I mean, overexposed. My bad. And your last picture where we get a little bit more, like, of the fifth wall. I see a little bit of, like, flaresies happening here because your light is hitting the shot. That top light is giving you great hair light, but it's very radically putting like crazy shadows that way. It needs diffusion. It's an undiffused source. That's why you see such a hard line here on your hair. Exposure on this highlight is also like +1, and it's too bright. The highlight, I would say, should be about 1/3 over to maybe a half a stop over. Anything brighter, it's now burning out your fabrics. And it's also touching your background. You want your background to be this color here, but it's changing the background color so radically. So you see here, I think you didn't use the rear light on this one. You had that light coming in from the side. This one I think is a little bit too much, but the exposure on your face in this one is better. So this one, again, it's tricky, but for me, Romeo, I don't think it's a question as to what your best photo is. It is this one right here. This is your best photo, for sure. Good shit. All right, and the last photographer that we are looking at, Jenna, Portraits of a Ballet Dancer. Julie shoots with my old 6D. It's 13 years old. She still rocks with it. She shoots with a 6D and a 50, and she's amazing. New portraits from Julie. Look at this face. Holy shit, Julie. Oh my God. If you want a lesson in sharpness, look at Julie's photos. Look at Julie's photos. If you want a lesson in post-production, look at Julie's retouching. Julie is my retoucher, by the way. Julie is on staff. Like, she's my retoucher. I have been training her for 3 years, 4 years. She's been my retoucher for a full year. Like, my assistant as well, second assistant. Julie lives in the Ukraine right now, but her photos are preposterous. Like, look at this, and also look at the discipline as far as all the magazine rules that I talk about continually. Look at how stark this is. Look at the bare shoulders and how regal she looks. Like, Julie, this is so bloody good. So good. I'm so absolutely proud of you, and I'm so happy that you're actually making photographs again. Julie's in the middle of war. She's in Kiev. Like, what is happening? Julie, come back to us. Please come back to North America. And this picture is an absolute showstopper. Julie, let's go. Wow. Wow, Julie. This is an absolute showstopper. Holy shit. Let's go, Tony. Holy shit, Julie. Like, what happened? Like, honestly, this is absolutely insane. Where's my overlay? There it is. Just take that in. This is absolutely spectacular. And I use that word so rarely. This is one of Julie's best sessions ever. This is insane. And this girl's face is insane. Julie, you should be shooting for modeling agencies tomorrow. Like, come back. Seriously, come back to Canada. We got work for you. This is absolutely mental. Guys, did you like all the photography that we saw today? Did you like all the photography that we saw today? And we saw a lot, right? Really, really great photography. Guys, if you submitted today, thank you. Holy shit, we saw incredible photography. Honestly, like, very proud. And I can tell when you guys listen, you'll hear some things are like, I'm like a broken record sometimes, but sometimes I'm not. Sometimes it's new things that you're hearing. Guys, I like to award Photo of the Week from time to time, and I have hand selected 2 photographers this week. One is new and one is old. I've selected 2 photographers for Photos of the Week. 2 photographers. Are you guys ready for Photos of the Week? Our first, turn that off. Our first photo of the week, guys, goes to, let me make sure we get the name absolutely perfect. Stuart Hayes, the photographer. Let's go, Stuart Hayes. Congratulations on your first photo of the week. Let's go. Photo of the week. Photo of the week. Photo of the week. Let's go, Stuart. Yo, Stuart, dope shots, right, guys? Holy shit, Stuart. Amazing. Amazing. Very proud, Stuart, with the first photo of the week. Congratulations, Stuart. Oh. Are you ready for our last and our final photo of the week? I'm absolutely floored by this photographer. I love her. Ladies and gentlemen, Julie Lagovska. Photo of the week. Absolutely spectacular. Julie, wow. Stuart, wow. Julie, photo of the week. Julie hasn't got photo in the week in a while. Congratulations, Julie. Just absolutely mind-bending photography. Guys, 2.5 hours almost of unbelievable photography from you. Do you want to have your photos reviewed? If you want to have your photos reviewed, you got to join the Discord. That's one thing that you got to do. That's the largest growing photography community, according to me, with no stats. You also have to become a member here on YouTube. Becoming a member is $5 a month. Gives you access to me and photo reviews, and also actually one-on-one offline talks with me that happen every week. We did one yesterday. It was super dope. All you got to do is be on my Discord. That's where everything happens. As soon as these streams end, everybody floods to my Discord, so make sure you do as well. If you guys like my smiling face and you're as obsessed about photography as the rest of us are, and you made it to the end of this episode and you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. If you're watching and you're a subscriber and you're not able to participate in this live chat, you see how amazing this live chat is, please consider becoming a member. Who gets third place? I give one photo of the week. One photo. One. But who gets third place? Who gets third place? Jesus. You guys are so demanding. Who gets third place? Another first submitter. Jessica Jean gets third place. That's who gets third place. Photo of the week. Happy? There you go, Jessica. Photo of the week. This is an absolute banger. Should I give 3? Is that what you guys always want me to give first, second, and third? I don't rank them. They're all amazing. Those 3 were my favorites. I really was going to pick just one, and then I realized there was a second one, and then I was reminded that there was another one. So, guys, congratulations, everybody who won photo of the week. Thank you. If you submitted and didn't win, it's okay. Keep submitting. I just need to learn more about you and where you are with your level of photography. I judge you against you. You're not being judged against any of the other photographers that are here. I judge you against you. You guys have a good time today? Good vibes? Felt it? Felt it? You're inspired? You saw some photography that motivated you to actually go out there and make sick ass pictures? I hope so. It definitely motivated me. Definitely motivated me. Guys, I'm Carty. I do this Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. right here on YouTube. Ask a Photo Pro is the show that you're watching. And Sundays at 2 p.m. I do Behind the Picture. Behind the Picture is always subscribers only chat. Anyone can chat if you're a subscriber. I mean, not anybody. I gotta make it so I don't get trolled. But if you're a subscriber, you can chat. Sundays, everybody's allowed to chat. But if you want those photos reviewed, you gotta think about becoming a member here on YouTube. Hit that join button. Also, my mentorship program, every day, it seems like someone signs up for my mentorship program. Not really every day, but you know, right now I'm at 6 people. I can take 8. End of story. 8. Once I have 8, those are the 8, and the button on my mentorship in my stevecarty.com/learn gets turned off until I no longer have 8. Until someone is off and working and no longer needs my mentorship, then there'll be a space and I'll take on another one. That's how it's going to work. I don't think I can do 10. Maybe when it gets a little slower, I can go to 10. But right now, I'm cutting it off at 8, which means I can take 2 more people. Guys, I love you. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you, everybody who watched to the end. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, everybody who sponsored this show. By the way, did you notice you just watched this entire episode commercial free? Know that my members here on YouTube are responsible for commercial free content for you. So if you just watched this and saw no commercials, know it's because of the 82, soon to be 100 members that I have on this channel. And also, to show extra love to those members, I have a member scroll. If you became a member in the last little while, you'll likely see your name across the bottom. If you became a subscriber in the last little while, you're going to see your name across the top. I love to show love to the people who show me love. So that's you. Thank you. I appreciate you for watching. And I will see you guys. Julie, I love you, girl. Thank you so much for being such a great photographer. So glad that you're still here, even if you're across the pond. Come home soon. I love you guys. See you on Sunday. Oh, if you haven't watched my latest video, 28 Reasons Why Great Photographers Stay Poor, watch that one next. I love you guys.